Alright, so this is going to be about the correct response to leftists, Muslims, transsexuals, LGBT, and so on. Basically, and the really hardcore atheists and pagans and so on as well. Basically, you can just tell them that they can. You tell them basically, and this is kind of a quote. You can burn in hell, you can chop your dick off, you can rape little kids, but I'm choosing not to. That's all you say. It'll, nothing pisses them off more than someone declining their offer politely, because it's inferior in their mind. Just assume. Don't even beg. Just assume the answer. And let them do their own thing and suffer. And point out that it's going to make them suffer. And then the best revenge after that is to live the best life you can. As a Christian, probably, and probably a conservative of some sort or something, or a liberal, or a reactionary. Or some combination of all three, or two of those, or four of those, or whatever. Yeah. I realize I'm basically one of the things I notice is that the pagans and the Muslims and the tend to be very upset with Christians, as are the atheists and the leftists and LGBT. People like to get a little autistic with definitions, and I'm guilty of doing that in the past. But yeah, what it comes down to is you kind of know it when you see it, when someone's on the path to hell, or they're sexualizing children, or they're doing harmful things to themselves. You know, and just frame it as a choice, and you're choosing the right action. And it'll put moral agency on them, and it'll gnaw away at them, because then they realize they made the wrong choice, and that they'll never have you. You don't even laugh at them, you don't even fight them. You know, it's not going to be the first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win kind of thing. It's literally just, I see what you're offering and I'm not buying it. It's contextualizing, defining, and they want to drag you into their psychosis so that they can feel better about their own poor choices, basically. So the contextualization of, I see what you're offering, but I decline the offer, and the insistence on choices being made, and how it's not for you, and so on. The people that insist everyone has to be like them tend to get very upset when you're acknowledging their difference to you and staying true to yourself. Yeah, so this is primarily something to be used against emphatic, I guess you might even call them zealots of the lefty Islamo pagan atheist persuasion. Now, what got me thinking about this particularly is I was listening to John Piper talk about how God picks people versus the idea that people pick God. And I was thinking about free will and what it actually means and so on. And I've come to a position that it's correct, or it's right to act like free will exists, barring if you have to choose God deciding everything in day-to-day life versus you deciding things in day-to-day life. If you have to pick between the two, that's understandable. But if you have a certain degree of we cooperate with God, God chooses what we want to do, and then we do what we want to do. So we self-select into hell or heaven, seemingly, or there's some sort of relationship between the two that we don't know, but it seems like free will works, even if logically God has to be the one that decides when you get into the words and arguments. Um, then you can kind of resolve the Calvinist, Arminian, or free will versus predeterminism thing a little bit, and so on. And if you think about it, the Calvinists and the material predeterminists that believe the laws of physics decide everything on a very mechanical basis have a lot in common. So it's not an atheist or a Christian thing only. Um, um, but if you can synthesize some sort of relationship between free will and predeterminism, some sort of cooperation between them, um, and so on, then you don't really have to worry about who goes to hell or heaven, in the sense of ultimate responsibility for suffering and so on. You can kind of just notice that people tend to go one direction or the other and just acknowledge it. And accept it, which is something that's self-evident if people notice it and so on. And the insistence on that sort of discernment or judgment on the path of people by your experience of like just this is so much better or this is so much worse, on an objective moral scale or health wise, right? Kind of like how you don't look at an alcoholic and say, oh, keep drinking, or a drug user and say, keep doing drugs, do all the drugs. You don't do that. Someone else might, but they're going to hell.